Yo, Big C in the house. You know the name. Fin Posse Podcast. Changing the game. Fins up high. Feel the aqua and orange. Miami heat blazing. We scorching the floor. Marino the tour. We stacking the saga. Legacy deep, call it football nirvana. Big C, break it down, got the stats in his veins. Play-by-play knowledge like he's calling the chains. Fins flying on the field, opponents feel the blast. Tyreek cheetah speed, leaving DBs in the past. Waddle with the wiggle, defense with the clamp. Aqua drip so clean, whole squash the champ. Tune in, Big C, got the mic on lock. Fin Posse Podcast, it's the cream of the crop. Breaking news, hot takes, repping the block. For the Dolphin faithful, it's the one-stop shop. Fin Posse. We the voice of the fans. Miami stand tall, got the world in our hands. Best podcast, yo, ain't no debate. Big C, big vibes, setting it straight. Defense smash, call it Aqua Tsunami. X locking routes like a South Beach Armani. O-line holding strong, trenches like a fortress. Big C dissected, no stack goes dormant.
Try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain. Pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane. Pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less. Your check is I'm chess, what's happening next? You got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming.
What up, Fin fans? Welcome to another episode of the Fin Posse Podcast. I am your host, Big C, and this is brought to you by Game Changers Media. How's everybody doing this morning? It's rainy up here in New York. It's a rainy day up here. Hope the weather is better wherever you are located. But yeah, it's a rainy day. It's football day, baby. It's game day. Thursday night football, Miami Dolphins, Baltimore Ravens. Let's go. Let's go. Whether you're a Dolphins fan that would like to see us lose because you want to just build towards the future and you feel that what we have here currently is not the answer. Listen, I get it. I do understand. There's a big part of me that feels like that is the best route for us to take at this moment. But man, when game day gets here, I don't want to hear that shit. I want to win football games and I want to watch my team be successful on the field. So, it's like the little devil and the angel sitting on your shoulders. You know what's best for the team and what will probably make you better for the future. But you got the other one on this side, like, hey man, you're a fucking Dolphins fan, excuse my language. And you want to see your team be successful on the football field. Not to mention, I can't really stand the Baltimore Ravens. You know what I mean? Like, there's something about the Ravens that irks me. Maybe it's a slight form of jealousy that they have such a successful franchise over there. But I want to watch the Miami Dolphins win. And I hope that we go out there and we smash the Baltimore Ravens tonight. Is that likely? Probably not, but if we play like we did last week against the Atlanta Falcons, anything is possible. If we play like we did last week, bro, we can win each and every game on our schedule. The way we played last week, I don't see a game on the schedule that is not winnable for the Miami Dolphins. But that's the thing. Can we consistently do what we did last week? at this moment, I can't fully say that I believe in this football team to do that. They haven't showed me enough. You know, it's rough. It's rough. Let's say our good mornings, because I appreciate everybody here. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, hit the notifications, do all that swell things to help me grow. I've lost 2 subscribers in the last 2 days. I don't understand why, but hey, you know, Michael Lombardo, good morning. Aqua, good morning. Miller, good morning. Shawno, what up, brother? Bonnie, good morning. T4, good morning. Good morning. T4 says Ravens 35, Dolphins 17, 2 interceptions. I hope not. I hope not. Dean, good morning. How's the granddaughter doing? Hopefully everything went good with that. Congratulations again, brother. Bonnie says, I agree. I can never cheer for them to lose. It's hard. It's hard. It definitely is hard. Glenn, good morning, brother. Good morning. I shouted out there, you know, can Mike McDaniel save his job? Can Mike McDaniel save his job? And, you know, 2 weeks ago, we're talking about, you know, even a week ago, we were talking about when was Mike McDaniel going to be fired? Is there a world where Mike McDaniel can keep his job? I think there is a world where Mike McDaniel can keep his job. Just if you put everything on the table, Tua Tagovailoa, chances are, is going to have to be here next year. Do you bring in a coach to work with Tua Tagovailoa? And what type of coach would you really bring in that wants to come in and work with Tua Tagovailoa? What type of coach are you really going to be able to pull a high-end coach that's going to come here knowing that you're kind of in a situation like the New York Giants, right? The New York Giants, they brought Brian Dable back. You know, at least they drafted a quarterback though, but the Giants weren't going to be successful this year. Chances are they were going to move on from Brian Dable. You know, I just don't see any coach that's worth a damn coming here knowing that next year you have to work with Tua Tagovailoa, possibly Chris Grier, and that there's a good chance that you might get fired after a 1-year stint here in Miami Dolphins. You don't get to choose your quarterback. You don't get to choose your general manager. I just don't see a world where there's a better option if you're moving forward with Tua Tagovailoa, which is you almost have to, unless you're just eating it, unless you're just eating his salary. Who else is going to work better with Tua than Mike McDaniel? Now, I think Mike McDaniel, if he, you know, Stephen Ross said the status quo is not going to be acceptable. But I think there's a world where the status quo or right underneath the status quo is going to be acceptable for this football team just because the position they put themselves in financially. You know what I mean? I think that it makes sense to bring Mike McDaniel back if you're bringing Tua Tagovailoa back. If you're bringing Chris Grier back, it makes sense to bring Mike McDaniel back because I don't think Mike McDaniel is the root of the problems for the Miami Dolphins. Does he have something to do with it? Yes. He has failed us in key moments. He has failed to make adjustments. He has done things that has hurt this football team, but he's not the reason that we're sitting at where we're sitting right now. Has he played a part in it? Sure. But he's not the main reason. He's not the main reason at all. So to move out from Mike McDaniel and keep Chris Grier and Tua Tagovailoa makes 0 sense. So I do see a world where if the Miami Dolphins can pull off some victories and they can make their record, you know, I'm not going to say good, but if they can make their record at least semi, I don't know. If it's not an embarrassment, I could see a world where Mike McDaniel returns for one more season at least. I think there's a world where one more year from Mike McDaniel is really on the table. Now, if the Miami Dolphins lose the rest of their games, there's no choice but to move on from somebody. You got to make some kind of move to appease the fan base. But the fan base, if you're keeping Chris Greer and Tua Tagovailoa, most of the fan base is going to be upset anyway. You know what I mean? Most of the fan base is going to be upset anyway. Now, if you do bring Mike McDaniel back, does that mean next year is a complete wash? I don't necessarily think so. There's a lot of work that you need to do to this roster to make it a competitive roster, but it's not crazy to think that this team couldn't be competitive next year with Mike McDaniel, Tua Tagovailoa, and Chris Greer. Well, Glenn, I mean, they're the ones that buy the tickets and stuff. I mean, he doesn't technically have to appease the fan base. You don't have to. But the fact that you came out and said that changes would be made or things wouldn't be acceptable, you know what I mean? If you want to be a man of your word, you got to do something, right? You got to do something. We shouldn't have drafted Miller. A tight end is not fixing the Miami Dolphins' problems. I don't understand people's mindset. That tight end was not fixing the Dolphins' problems. If we drafted that tight end, we're sitting in the same record as we got right now. Tell me what game that tight end wins for us. Tell me which game the tight end wins for us if we choose him over Kenneth Grant. Tell me which one. That is exactly why this team is in the position they're in right now. Is because we chose to go flashy skill players instead of the meat and potatoes of a team, which is offensive line, defensive line. We neglected those areas of this team, and we went out and got the flashy players. We went and got the Jalen Ramseys, the Tyreek Hills, the Jalen Waddles. And you're talking about drafting a tight end? Come on. That does not fix any problem on this football team. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get that mindset. The problems with this football team are in the trenches. Protecting the quarterback, opening up the run game, stopping the run. That's the main issues on this football team. Not the players out catching passes. We don't need a safety blanket. We need people to block for our running backs. We need people to open up holes for our running backs. If we have play action pass, if we have a consistent running game, Tua can find the open receiver. That's not the issue. What's up, Blake? That's not the issue. We don't need we got enough security blankets. I feel like Malik Washington's a security blanket. You know what I mean? Like, even a player like Nick Westbrook-Akine is supposed to be that security blanket. We need people to open up holes for Achane and Ollie Gordon. Now, the defensive backfield is an issue too, and that's an area that would definitely need to be addressed. But if we started off the year in a bad spot. Austin Jackson goes down, James Daniels goes down. That definitely handicapped this offense. You know what I mean? Absolutely handicapped this offense from day one. T4 says we trash. I get hyped for the Hurricanes on Saturday. And we're not a very good football. Listen, The way we played last week, that's a good football team. That's a good football team that's capable of winning a lot of games. Do I think we can consistently put that on the field? Who knows? Who knows? Dante Trader finally coming on. We've seen a lot from all of our rookies last week. And I really hope that we see them turn the corner. Did I expect more from Kenneth Grant the first 8 weeks of the season? I did. But that doesn't mean this kid's not going to be an all-pro someday. I still have high hopes for Kenneth Grant. Jonah had a very nice game last week. Sometimes it takes these kids a little bit longer. Not everybody can come into the league and hit the ground running. I think our rookie class is actually going to be really good. I think Trader's going to be good. I think Jordan Phillips is going to be really good. I think Jonah's going to be really good. And I think Kenneth Grant's going to be really good. And Ali Gordon has a chance to have a decent career here in Miami as well. So I got it, right now it looks bleak as far as what our draft class was, but I hate to say it, I think Chris Greer actually did a pretty decent job drafting last year. I really do. I mean, if these kids turn out look at Patrick Paul. Patrick Paul wasn't very good as a rookie. If all 4 of those kids come back next year and make the jump that Patrick Paul made, and I think all of them have the potential to do so, wouldn't we be very happy? Wouldn't this team be in a completely different space? Patrick Paul's been phenomenal for us. If Jonah comes back next year and makes the jump that Patrick Paul did, if Kenneth Grant makes the jump that Patrick Paul did, if Dante Trader makes the jump that Patrick Paul did, how different is it, We get Cater who back for next year. Maybe Darren Waller comes back and plays. James Daniels maybe stays healthy next year. I think we should move on from Austin Jackson. He can't stay healthy to save his life. And to me, he's not that great of a player regardless. Jonah had a really good game last week, Miller. Eichenberg's been in the league a bunch of years. Jonah's been in the league 7. What do you play? 8 games, 7 games? Like Jesus. What do you want from the kid? He's playing a whole new position. He's never played that position. He's never played left guard a day in his life. And he going in there playing against guys that have been playing their position their whole lives. Yeah, listen to Bonnie. Remember the hate for Patrick Paul last year? No, I'm not. Maybe all these players don't come in and have great years and have great careers. But I think it's too early to pass judgment on Jonah, Kenneth Grant. I think it's too early. We're 8 games into their career. You can't do that. You can't do, I mean, you can, obviously you can. Big C, you definitely a player's coach. I mean, how does that make me a player's coach? Because I'm not willing to give up on, you know what I mean? How many of y'all kids were potty trained the first time you told them to be potty trained? You know what I mean? It took practice. It took time, right? To get them to where you wanted them to be. Yes, Irving, people are seriously saying that Jonah's trash. He's a bust. Kenneth Grant's a bust. Come on. Joe R says, I'm still not potty trained. What Jonah's problem is he's getting beat by technique, not physicality. Yeah, because he's not, is different. people don't understand how different it is from playing the right side to the left side. They don't understand. They just think that, oh, you're blocking people, you should be able to play all 5 positions on the offensive line. That's not the case. That's not how things work. The footwork is completely different. The hand placement's completely different. I mean, go and try to do everything left-handed today instead of right-handed. Or if you're left-handed, try to do everything right-handed today. Joe says, 2 things I've learned not to trust in my 30s, women and farts. Yeah, you can't trust on farts. You never know. You never know. Big C, you trust Greer to make a top 5 pick? I don't. I'm sketchy on it. I'm definitely sketchy on it. Would I rather have a new general manager? I would. But Chris Greer's made some good picks. Chris Greer has done, he's hit or miss, really. He's made way too many picks, in my opinion, that were risky picks that he shouldn't have made. There was players that he shouldn't have drafted because there was too much of a question mark surrounding him. Tua Tagovailoa, the injury history surrounding Tua. He suffered a career-threatening injury at Alabama, never played another game before we drafted him. We were not able to bring him in for workouts, and we still selected him with the 5th pick in the NFL draft. That wasn't a smart move. Jalen Phillips had to retire from college football because due to injuries. Noah Igmandogany barely had any experience at cornerback. We're taking him over Jonathan Taylor, Jonathan Taylor might be the league's MVP right now. He could have been a Miami Dolphin. The Jalen Waddle selection and the way he went about that draft, I think he did a poor job that day. So, I mean, Chris Greer has made a bunch of mistakes in the draft, but he has selected some decent players. He has done a decent job in certain aspects. Waddle was hurt his last year. You're right, Glenn. He had a broken ankle, right? Even Jalen Waddle coming out, they didn't know. He only played half the year at Alabama when we drafted him that high. When we could have had Penei Sewell. We could have had Jamar Chase. You know what I mean? Big C, if we are drafting in the top 5, are you taking a quarterback? If the right quarterback's there, if there's a quarterback that I think that can be the quarterback of my team and can be a future all-pro, then yeah, I'm taking a quarterback. But I'm not reaching for a quarterback. I'm not taking a quarterback just to take a quarterback. That's my personal opinion. Big C, the problem with Greer, and I've been saying this for a while now, is he tries to be the smartest guy in the room and he overthinks himself. That's what happens with the wild draft. Anthony, I think that's a correct statement. Just like when he laughed at the fan base, oh, you guys are more worried about the offensive line than I am. I think he did that out of spite. I think he neglected the offensive line just to prove a point, and in the end of the day, he was wrong, and we were right. At the end of the day, he was wrong, and we were correct. So, Anthony, I think you're correct on your assessment of Chris Greer, that he tries to be the smartest guy in the room, and lots of times he proves himself wrong. And that's detrimental to the team anyway. Who cares who the smartest person is as long as we're getting the team where we want them to go? Yeah, the rookies definitely have talent on this football team. And if them rookies were performing the way we that's the main issue with this season, besides the right side of our offensive line being hurt. That was our issue, is we had too much faith that these rookies were going to be able to come in and perform right away. We expected Jonah to come in and automatically be a top level starter. We needed Kenneth Grant to come in and be a top level defensive tackle, nose tackle, run stuffer. We expected, you know what I mean? We expected that. And when we didn't get the results that we were expecting, this team suffered greatly because of it. Big C, are you like most of these people that are already giving up on Jonah, saying, you just heard me say that all these players are good? I just literally said that you can't give up on all these rookies yet. I literally just said that too. Not every rookie is going to hit the ground running. It's just not real. Make sure you hit them like buttons for me. Help me grow in the algorithm. I'm pretty sure when I get to 1,000 subscribers, that jersey in the background, I'm going to give that away. It is autographed with a letter of authenticity. Yeah, it's authentic. It's authentic. But yeah, or I have a white one that's put up in storage so it doesn't get dingy and stuff. I got a white one if y'all would like that one instead. But yeah, let's go. Help me grow. We need to take a quarterback in the draft. Tell me the last time the number 1 pick quarterback won the Super Bowl. You don't need the number 1 pick to select a quarterback. I didn't say you need the number 1 pick, but if there's 3 teams ahead of you taking a quarterback, you know what I mean? And Stafford was the number 1 overall quarterback selected in that year's draft. What bothers me about Greer is that he's been smug about the O-line starters and O-line depth. He's also been dismissive about the backup quarterback position, though he almost landed the red rifle. Irving, the issue with the quarterback position is they never wanted to bring in a competent backup because they knew with this fan base and the way this fan base feels about Tua Tagovailoa that there would always be a quarterback controversy. There would always be someone calling for the backup quarterback to come in. You understand? Every time Tua threw an interception, put the backup in, bench the quarterback. They didn't want a quarterback controversy. So they always went with a lower end backup quarterback. A quarterback that they knew could not take the job from Tua Tagovailoa. There are 2 to 3 good options for an early first-round pick. Realistically, we could get our guy with an early second or even trade up with that early second. Bo Nix was considered the leftover quarterback when he was drafted, and he turned out to be a top 2 in this draft so far. Way too early to judge Nix. Yeah, I'm not a Nix guy, bro. I'm not a Bo Nix guy. Has he played better than what I expected? Yeah, but I'm not a Bo Nix guy. I don't think he's going to be an all-pro for the next 10, 15 years. I just don't see it. I'm not a Bo Nix guy. Yeah, Stafford is the last number 1 pick in the 2008, but not with the team that selected him. Good point. You mean well, they didn't want Tua to have competition. They had too much invested in Tua. And nobody wants to hear, you know what I mean? No one wants to hear them calling for the backup quarterback all the time. Tua was a Ross business decision. I mean, I don't know who was responsible for selecting Tua. Was it Stephen Ross? Was it Chris Greer? Again, Tua. Listen, Tua can win you football games. Has he struggled when the pressure's been on the most? Yes, yes. He is definitely, and especially this year. Especially this year, he's let me down. Missing key open receivers when the game's been on the line, sailing the ball over their heads. That's why I question if he was still dealing with the hip injury from last year. But Tua, with a competent offensive line, a competent rushing game, he's very good at the play action pass. If we can run the ball consistently on a weekly basis, Tua gives you a very good chance to win the football game. Now, if you're down by a score and you need Tua to drive you down the field, can Tua do it? Yeah, I mean Tua can do it. We've seen it. But is that his bread and butter? Is that what he's best at? No. Nope, it's not. Experts think the quarterback class is overrated. I think it's looking too many high upside guys that need considerable coaching and development. I think Tua pick was a Ross pick, and that is the reason Greer is still GM. Well, I mean, there's other reasons to fire Chris Greer besides just the Tua pick. I mean, there's only can Mike McDaniel keep his job past this season? I mean, there's only 4 coaches in Dolphins history that have a higher win percentage than Mike McDaniel. You got the great Don Shula, of course. You got Dave Wannstedt. You got Jimmy Johnson. And then Mike McDaniel. And I think he's 5th in overall wins. The only one that's above Mike McDaniel in wins that I just didn't name is Tony Sperano. McDaniel is 1 game over 500. Yeah, Glenn, but go back and look at the history of the Miami Dolphins coaches. Most of them are considerably under 500. I'd fire Greer for passing on Aronde Gadsden. I think we should have took Gaston too. Jaquez. I wanted Aronde Gadsden too. I understand not taking Mason Taylor because that was a high draft pick, but Aronde Gadsden was sitting there in the later rounds and we could have drafted him. We had a use for a receiving tight end. The things that his father did while he was here. Aronde Gadsden was a great receiver for the Miami Dolphins. That dude come up with some great one-handed catches. He made great one-handed catches before that was a thing. Is it true that the Raiders tried to trade for Tua this season before the November 4th trade deadline? Well, the trade deadline hasn't passed yet, right? You mean last season? I don't know. I didn't hear that. I've never heard that. But I'm going to open it up right now. I want to hear your thoughts. Can Mike McDaniel survive another year past this year? And what you think would need to happen for that to go down? And how you'd feel about it? Plus your prediction for tonight's games. For tonight's game. Make sure if you're gonna log up, make sure you don't got a bunch of background noise and stuff so people can hear, okay? Will Myles Garrett be a Patriot? I don't think so. I mean, I don't think anybody's trying to trade for Tua, to be honest. I don't think anybody's trying to trade for Tua. But I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear what you think about if Mike McDaniel actually has a chance to make it past this year, and also your thoughts on the game tonight. What up, Joe?
Hey, what's up, Big C?
Oh, just chilling.
So, what was the question again? Will Mike McDaniel finish the season?
No, can he make it to next year?
Oh,
Is there anything Mike McDaniel can do to save his job and make it to next year?
well, I'll say this. I mean, if it involves a new quarterback, I'm definitely intrigued at what Mike McDaniel can do with a different quarterback, like a different skill set, or maybe one that better matches is what he's had in the past with San Francisco, or something that he can envision a new offense with. I'm definitely intrigued by it, but I think it's more likely that the sizzle from the Atlanta win fades by us getting absolutely destroyed at home by the Ravens. And I think everyone's going to be very somber throughout the remainder of the year. And then we get the expected axing of McDaniel, maybe, hopefully, eating the contract of Tua. Because I want us to just go ahead and pull the cord and eat that money, even though everyone's freaked out about it. I've said this a few times. If we go get a rookie QB, we don't have to pay that guy for a while, so that burn won't be so bad of the guaranteed money to Tua. But I think it's more likely that we see McDaniel gone. I just think the only thing that might keep him around is if there's enough interest and intrigue on him working with a new QB. And no, I don't mean Ewers. Ewers is like a third string Tua, in my opinion. He was the 14th QB drafted last year. Like, we can't be banking on him to be anything. Zach Wilson is a journeyman at this point. So yeah.
I have no confidence in Ewers whatsoever. What up, Spidey?
Yeah.
What's going on, Big C? How's it going, bro? Good morning, man.
What's going on? What's your thoughts on Mike McDaniel? Can he do anything to save his job?
I mean, as long as he continues, as long as his offense, as long as he continues, to develop good play designs, and he's consistently a good play caller from here on out. As long as his offense continues to put a steady amount of points that allows the Dolphins to win, maybe anywhere between like 25, 35 points a game. As long as he can be able to establish a consistent running game, if Tua has enough pass protection and has time to be able to get to his reads, if he calls plays that make sense, depending on the certain down, as long as he continues to use, Ollie Gordon in short yardage situations, and, finds ways to use Devon Achane to allow him to be a receiver, to be a running back in certain moments, as long as he can use them to maximize as long as he can find a way to maximize his players to the best that he can and get the best out of them, and put his team in a position to win, I think he can keep his job. Because I don't think he's really the problem, man. Like, I think he is a good, play caller for the most part. I know sometimes situationally he does get himself a little bit wrapped up with his personnel decisions and certain play calling decisions, but overall he's a pretty creative play designer. Like, he's a good offensive mind. Like I like that play where he had Ollie Gordon. I think it was Ollie Gordon. Yeah, Ollie Gordon and Devon Achane on the same side of the shotgun formation. Yeah. When they were in shotgun and they were on the left side, and then they went, Ollie Gordon ran kind of like a flare route to the left. Devon Achane ran a flare route to the right, and it created confusion with the linebackers, and it allowed Devon Achane to get wide open to the right side, and Tua found them for an open, easy touchdown. Like, those are certain things that I like Mike McDaniel. He'll come up with those certain plays like that.
Gordon was
like I
Gordon was wide open on the touchdown too on that play.
Yeah, and that's just good. That's the example of a good play call. So, like I said, bro, like, as long as he can get, as long as he can, give Tua the ability to get to his, to his multiple options instead of just locking onto the first read. If he can establish a run game, if he can put, his offensive line in a position to succeed where their weaknesses are not as exposed as much, like he has done these, like he did with Atlanta. And I like the way he, because when he game planned for the Atlanta Falcons, like he watched a lot of the tape from the Sunday night game when the 49ers took on the Falcons, and they did this by running a lot of power gap concepts, especially a lot of counter action. And they used the counter action run game, and they blended that with the, the outside zone, and then they used the play action by, faking that, by basically, fooling the linebackers. They're going to run this play, and then they use the play action off that motion, off that run action, and then, they get the, the middle of the field open, and Tua had the middle of the field open multiple times during that game. So, and you saw that with, because they were able to establish the run game, you saw how Tua was able to hit, Jalen Waddle wide open across the field when, they were in the pistol formation. They ran that play fake with a play action, and he hit a streaking Jalen Waddle running a crossing route, and Jalen Waddle was able to run across the field and get to the touchdown. So those are things that tells me that Mike McDaniel is putting his players in the best position to succeed. And as long as he can do that and put and allow this team, to put themselves in a position to win games, he can save his job. You know what I mean? And if Tua looks good because of it, that means Tua can make a case for him to stay in Miami. You know what I mean? So, like I said, it's not just about beating the Falcons. They have to build consistency. They have to build a chain of wins, and they got to keep this momentum going. Because if not, if we just beat the Atlanta because we were tired of losing, and then we just lose to the Ravens, then all the fans are back, with their picket signs and all that, calling for Chris Greer, Mike McDaniel to get fired, and Tua to be traded. So, I think that's what they have to do.
Well, I don't think that's going to stop regardless. I don't think that people are going to stop with the fire this person, fire that person, move on from Tua. They're definitely going to have to string together some wins and win some games that they're not expected to win. We're playing a Baltimore Ravens team that is sitting at 2-5, I think. But this isn't a 2-5 team that we're going to play. This is the Ravens team that was expected to be one of the best teams in the AFC. They're finally healthy. Lamar Jackson's back. Kyle Hamilton's back. It looks like the left tackle's back. This team had a crazy amount of injuries, and now, of course, they get healthy when it's time for them to come to South Florida. But I think it's going to take more than just them looking competitive. They're going to have to stack some wins, and it's going to be difficult to do, especially these next three. We got Baltimore, we got Buffalo, then we got Washington. We still got Pittsburgh left. We got New England, who's looked really good. It's going to be a tough scenario. So I think Mike McDaniel ends up being the fall guy, but I agree. I would love to see him with a new quarterback, a quarterback that is not limited in the things that he can do. I think Mike McDaniel could do wonderful things.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
with a competent running game, and that's why the middle of the field was open, is because we were able to run the ball last week. When we're able to run the ball, that opens up the play action, and that's why I said, offensive line, a good offensive line is way more important than drafting the tight end Warren. You know what I mean? Yeah, is he a great talent? Would he have been contributing for us immediately? Yeah, sure. But that's not the problem. We don't need a safety blanket tight end. We don't need that. We need a running game that can open up the pass for Tua, because when the play action's working, that's when Tua's at his best, and Tua can win a lot of football games that way with mediocre receivers, mind you.
And the thing is, like, if you saw, you brought up an important point about the running game. If you were able to stop, if you were able to run the ball well and use the, and be able to effectively use the play action off the run game, you saw the way that now they just influenced the linebackers. They also influenced the safety, right? Because on that play that I talked about Jalen Waddle on that touchdown, right? They started with a cover 2 pre-step look, and then the one of the safeties, I think it was a strong safety, he rotated down into the box because they were worried about the run game, so they had 8 men in the box, so they rotated to a single high coverage. And like that, you were able to expose them, and that's the point of that's the whole point of establishing a running.
I agree.
You're able to influence the safeties, the shell coverage, and you're able to influence the linebackers to free up the middle of the field, which is that's your bread and butter of the offense. Running those in-breaking routes, streaks, those crossing routes over the middle field, slants, whatever. That's the bread and butter of this offense.
I agree. Thanks for calling in, Spidey.
Thanks, man.
I appreciate you. Joe.
Yep.
What do you think of the thought that we should take Tyler Warren in the first? I don't see how that
I don't
fixes
think
the problems of the Miami Dolphins. Is he a great young player? Absolutely. Does he block? Yes. Is he sure-handed? Yes. Is he a playmaker? Yes. But that's not the issues that this team has.
Well, had we moved on from Jonnu at that point during the draft?
I'm not sure. I just
because that could be a huge because we rarely see success with tight ends. Like we had Gesicki and we moved on from him. That to me tells me enough about like how we envision utilizing a receiving threat tight end. Now I think Warren, I think McDaniel could have cooked with Warren because he can get real creative with how he uses him. But first round, he went. What pick did he go? Like 12 or something like that.
He went right after 14.
Yeah, that's really high for a tight end. So it's very much a gamble. And imagine we still had the offense we have, and then we're looking at why do we pick a tight end at 13? Like we would have been.
If you don't have time to get the ball in the hands of Tyreek and Waddle, and you still can't run the ball. What is this tight end doing? How many more wins do we have right now if we took Warren instead of Grant?
Yeah,
I don't see any. I don't see any.
I don't either. And you could say what you want about Grant, right? But we made the move we all kind of thought we needed to, which was addressing the trenches. Like we had never really addressed that position after losing Wilkins, so it was time. And hopefully we see it pay off with Kenneth Grant. I don't know if we will, but I think that was the right thing to do, was address the trenches, whether offensive or defensive.
I think it'll pay off. Listen, does Tyler Warren end up having a better career than Kenneth Grant? Maybe so. Maybe Tyler Warren goes down in history as one of the best tight ends ever. But if Kenneth Grant becomes an all-pro defensive tackle or a Pro Bowl defensive tackle, I still think it's the right pick. I feel like drafting a tight end at number 14 is a luxury pick for a team like that is already successful, and obviously Indy's not a successful team, but I feel like that's more of a pick for a team like the Eagles or a team like Kansas City. You know what I mean? Like that's a luxury pick to add on to the weapons that you already have.
Who knows? Maybe they knew they were keeping that room open for Darren Waller way earlier than we got him.
Yeah, and is Darren Waller? Would I rather have Tyler Warren than Darren Waller? Sure. Right. Obviously, Tyler Warren's younger. He's a better blocker, but still, we had too many holes in key areas to be worrying about a tight end at 14.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree.
We've seen this offense be successful with Durham Smythe as the head tight end. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
Yeah. There were other very appealing tight end options in that draft too, like Mason Taylor and this draft was Gatson Jr., right? He was in
What's
there.
that?
Gadsden Jr. was in the draft, right?
Yep.
Or is he a receiver?
No, he's a tight end.
Tight end, yeah. So
And he's cooking for the Chargers.
yeah, and I don't know what the Jets are doing with Mason Taylor. The Jets don't really throw the ball, so it's hard to.
He's looked really good with the Jets.
Yeah, when they actually do throw it.
Yeah.
So
what's up, Anonymous?
Yeah, I'm just kind of curious here. We're going to reinstate Michael K.
Come on, man. What's up?
I figure if you can't read me, you can at least hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you. What's up, brother?
Not that I just sent Joe my first drive bets. He says it's pretty good.
You said what?
He's betting on the first drives of the game tonight for both Miami and Baltimore.
What did you bet? Punts?
No.
Punt touchdown?
No, 8 5 yards rushing. Henry 10 yards rushing. Waddle 10 yards receiving. Tuna 10 yards passing, and Jackson 10 yards passing.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a pretty safe bet. How much you win on it?
For what was it, Joe? 465.
Something like on a $50 bet.
Yeah.
I think those are all sound things that'll happen. It's just like a big parlay.
Yeah, that's the key. I mean, if you're all right with winning a couple $100 at a time, getting 3-4 things that work out and betting on $50 to $100 on it.
462.25.
Yeah, that's not a bad come up. I was just telling everybody that I had a great conversation with you this weekend. I mean, we were messaging back and forth and talking.
Yeah, the best part of that conversation I got out of it was Dan Mitchell's afraid of me.
Shh.
No, there's no reason why he's afraid of me. It's just the fact that he is. That's what I got out of it.
Yeah, there just might be. I have working relationships with people, and there might be spies.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I mean, he's just lucky it was my birthday. It just happened to be my birthday week. Actually, my birthday. It was my birthday when the game was on the 18th. So, and we had, there was thing. I should have been down at the Southern Tier Brewery, but we did my birthday thing on Wednesday because they had the party on Thursday. So he's only lucky it fell when it did.
Big C. You still thinking about going to a game this year?
Man, I changed my mind about that.
I feel you.
Listen, you know what I mean? Like, that's a lot of money to spend to go all the way down there to,
even if we win,
we're going to lose, you know what I mean?
Like, let's say it was the Saints game. Even if we win, we're going to be like 3-10 or whatever.
Well, I don't even have confidence that we're going to beat the Saints. The Saints have looked good in a couple games this year.
I think that's the only team left that we have we're probably a favorite for.
Is the Saints game at home or in New Orleans?
Home.
It's home. We got the Jets left still too, but that's away. Cincinnati's looked a lot better.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot we're playing Cincy.
Yeah, we got Cincy still.
Yeah, with Flacco.
Yeah.
Actually, I have who are they playing this? Who the hell are they playing this week? I think I have them losing. Cincinnati.
They're playing a game that I thought that they should win, but I don't know.
Well, me and my buddy are in one of them pick'em leagues, and I put my picks in, he puts his picks in, and then if we have any discrepancies, we argue about it.
Yeah.
And I want to say I picked who the hell? And I think I picked Cincy to lose. I think. Hold on, I got to look to see who they're playing.
Yeah,
that division is very much in play for all, except for the Browns, but for the other three teams, like even Baltimore. I think Baltimore.
The Bears. They play the Bears.
Yeah, I got Cincy losing that game.
To the Bears at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're home. The Bears looked terrible last week
against the Ravens. Yeah, they played in Baltimore.
Yeah, I thought they was going to win with Huntley starting at quarterback though.
Yeah, I still have the Bears because Swift is running like a madman. The Bengals can't stop the run. You know, and they're just it's sooner or later Jamar Chase isn't going to get 12 receptions a game.
Yeah.
But I do have him on my player props. I got him 7.5 plus 7.5. I didn't put him in yet. The FanDuel didn't bring those out yet.
Well, the Ravens are favored to win that division, sitting at 2-5.
Now that's only because nobody's put money on it. Vegas isn't going to change that until people start putting money on it. Because odds don't move until money starts moving.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So people aren't going to put money on the Ravens to win the division. So it's not going to move down. There's not going to be like later in the year. It's going to go into like probably I would say the Steelers. Steelers are the best chance.
The Steelers, they have their next two games. This week is the Colts, and next week is the Chargers. So they might take it.
I have the Colts winning against the Steelers.
That division's wide open.
My pick'em games this week, I got Buffalo. I got the Rams by 3. I got the Jaguars straight up. I got the Bengals straight up. Patriots by 3. That San Francisco Giants game, I wasn't sure on, so I didn't touch it. I got the Colts plus 3. Yeah.
Oh,
the Giants have been so the Giants have just been so. I mean, the fact that Cam's out is a big deal. Cam Scatterbo.
Yeah.
I got the Colts plus 3.
Tracy. I don't have any faith in him.
Yeah,
no neighbor.
Tracy's all right though. But Cam Scatterbo just gives that team another level. You know what I mean? Like he pumps them up.
Tracy out for a bunch of games?
Who?
Tracy.
Yeah, he did miss some games.
Do you think the Giants pull a trigger on like trading for like the receiver or something now that they've lost their main 2 offensive weapons?
I think they were more likely before Cam got hurt, to be honest.
I
think they felt like they might have. Yeah, I think they felt they had a shot with Cam Scatterbo, and now that he's out, I feel like they're, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, the NFC looks tough this year. Like that wild card, that 7 seed is probably going to have like 12 wins. Same with us.
Yeah,
I think the AFC 7 seed is going to be like a 11, 10 at the absolute lowest. There's probably going to be a 10-win team that doesn't make the playoffs.
Well, I'm thinking it's going to be the Patriots as a wild card, or the Bills. It could be the Bills too, because the Patriots got the easiest schedule in the NFL this year.
Yeah,
but they still got to play Buffalo one more time. If Buffalo wins, it's gonna come down to who wins the next game. If the Patriots win it, they're going to get the division. If the Bills win it, the Bills will get the division. But I do have the Bills losing this week.
Who are they playing?
Kansas City.
Chiefs. But they usually beat the Chiefs in the regular season, and they're at home.
Yeah, well, they usually beat the Patriots too, and they didn't do that either.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So, and that was a toss-up. Plus, we're out at Oliver. Not that one guy matters, but we're also down Daquan Jones too. We got 2 defensive tackles out.
Yeah, if I was Buffalo, I'd be trying to trade for a defensive tackle right now.
I don't think they have any money. Well, no, because we just got Ogunjobi back, and we got Michael Hoyt. He's back. He was all over the place. Granted, it was against the Panthers, but and I'm sick and tired of these asshole idiot friggin' Josh Allen bone strokers talking about he needs receive. No, he needs to pass the ball better. He's playing like crap, and it's not the receiver's fault. It wasn't the receiver's fault last year. Why is it the receiver's fault this year? You know what I mean?
Well, I think they should still try to get him a true number 1. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like they waste him a bit because, you know what I mean? Just because someone's a great player doesn't mean that you shouldn't give them the weapons around him. You know what I mean?
Well, and that's all. But if he was throwing the ball better, see, people argue Josh Allen is not an elite passer. I don't care what anybody says.
He's got a big arm, but he's not elite accuracy.
No, I mean Burrow, Mahomes, Herbert, and Jared Goff are far and away superior to him at throwing the ball. You know, so that's like you're going to pay a number one receiver for him not to be able to hit him. It's kind of just like, you know, flushing money down the toilet.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the way I look at it. And that's why I don't think, like, here's the other one. This whole Worthy, Coleman, all these Buffalo idiot fans are saying Worthy would have been the best. Worthy is not better than Coleman. The only thing Worthy is faster than Coleman. Coleman's numbers are better than Worthy's, and people don't want to see it.
Yeah, I feel like Worthy's just he's one of those gadget players.
I was just gonna say gadget, and you beat me to it.
Yeah, he's not a true, you know what I mean? He's just a player that you use in special formations and, you know.
Yeah, you want the possession receiver for Allen. He's going to be getting creative or making plays. You want someone he'll be able to toss the ball up to on the run, and he'll come down with it in his hands.
Well, yeah,
hey, I got to mute for 2 seconds. I got to go talk to the mailman. I'll be right back.
All
right.
Yeah, Diggs was the perfect, you know, and because Josh Allen's not overly like deadly accurate, you know, a big receiver like a Kelvin Johnson or something would do wonders for him.
Yeah.
Like DK Metcalf or a player like that can just, you know what I mean? It don't got to be right on the money for them to go up and get it.
So, Big C, are you for getting a new QB in the draft?
I'm not for reaching. You know what I mean? I don't draft a quarterback just the draft when they got to be a player that I'm absolutely in love with.
Do you think you'll do any like shows on like scouting them out or like mock drafts, that kind of thing?
Yeah, I definitely do shows like that. It's just there's so much off-season time to do it during the season. Is just like, you know what I mean?
No, yeah, I hear you.
I won't have nothing to do in the off-season, and it's hard to come up with a different thing every day. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
definitely do shows and break things down.
What about like once the off season hits, hopefully we move on from Greer and company, and we can all like start to say like who we want as the GM and new head coach. I think I keep hearing everyone, because no one really knows GM names, right? Like they have no idea who GM candidates are, but everyone keeps saying the one person they do know, which is Louis Riddick.
Well, yeah, I mean Louis Riddick has been a name out there for a lot of years.
Yeah.
Illumination says, am I the only one that believes Bijan Robinson, running back for the Falcons, rigged the game?
Bijan.
Buongiorno, Robinson. Buongiorno.
Yeah. Miami since the NBA betting scandal. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know about that. Yeah, he fumbled the ball without getting hit, but
he got benched for it too. He didn't touch the ball after that.
Yeah, we need to run the offense that Atlanta does, though. I didn't actually see if they did it against us. Maybe that's why we had success. But they line Bijan up out wide, and then about 2/3 of the plays, they motion him back into the backfield next to the other running back. And it works extremely well. Like some plays, they'll just go ahead and snap it while he's out there and put him on an interesting route. But I wish we would do that with Achane and Ollie. It would be such a good I mean, we do the motion anyway. Like, why not make that our motion?
Yeah, I think that could work. When are we getting our offensive line back? The fact that Austin Jackson, James Daniels still out is just crazy to me.
Yeah, I kind of just ruled him out for the season. Like I've just kind of been assuming we're rolling with the guys that we're rolling with.
And then we brought Kendall Lamb back, and we're not using him. Like, I feel like Kendall Lamb's probably better than Borum.
Do you know what Eichenberg's injury was? I remember it was like undisclosed, and they said it was of the chronic nature. But I don't know if they ever really said exactly what his issue was.
I want to say it was an upper body, a shoulder, or maybe that was Meyer. I'm not sure.
Because when it came out that it was like of chronic nature, that's really all they gave us. I was like, man, is he like sick or something? Does he have like a blood issue or something, or like is there something like legitimately wrong with this guy? I don't like his play, but I don't want him to be like fucked up, you know?
Well, that's why it don't make sense that we brought him back in the first place. Like nobody wanted him back, and then you brought him back instead of what's the other guy we had on the line? Wynn. Why wouldn't you bring Wynn back? You know what I mean? We bring Eichenberg back, and he hasn't been healthy at all.
Do we use KJ Britt last game? Because I know I was looking at like the stuff they posted, and he was like leading the locker room, like huddle
the
up.
locker room chat. Yeah.
Yeah, and it kind of made me wonder. I was like, I thought Brooks was that guy because he's the captain on defense. But if it's KJ Britt, I kind of wonder, is he?
Well, they said that he used to do that in Tampa, and Omar asked him why he didn't do it here in Miami, and he's like, "I'm just a role player," and I don't know.
Maybe Omar influenced that.
Maybe. Whoever, it don't matter. Whoever's going to step up and bring that energy. They played with a different energy last week. They were swarming towards the ball. They were, you know what I mean? Obviously, this team doesn't have the talent to go out there and compete for a championship or anything of that nature. But if they play the way they played last week, they can win football games.
I didn't even watch the game because I watch games at a Bills bar across the street from me, unfortunately. But I like their wings and their bartenders and stuff. But they had only the Bills game on all the TVs. So I was just sitting there like watching the Bills game, which was very annoying. I heard that shout every 5 minutes.
Well, it's because we scored a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. But maybe that's our good luck charm if I just don't watch.
Yeah.
You didn't watch any of the Dolphins? It was on at the same time.
Exactly. Yeah. And you have at this bar, you have to get there before they even open to get a seat. That's how many Bills fans there are in Florida. It's very annoying.
Well, they all retire and move down there.
Yeah, they're all old as shit. It was like a sea of white hair.
Yeah. They all retire and move down there.
Yeah.
Going to the game shit is for the birds anyway, man. Like it's such a unpleasant experience. Like you gotta walk dumb far. I was trying to pull out the parking lot for an hour. I was right in front of Bill's Stadium, right? The road right in front of it. And the direction I'm looking at the stadium, the new stadium's to the right of the old stadium. So I'm on that road, whatever road that is. And I'm at the red light. And this shit turns green for 5 seconds. Literally 5 seconds. And then turns red for 45 minutes, bro. For 45 fucking minutes. And no cars are moving when it does turn green for 5 seconds because there's just constant people walking across the street. And the cops standing up there, you think they'd stop fucking traffic because they know the green light's only 5 seconds long. Like, let some people go, bro. Like, what the fuck?
Well, they're used. That's Abbott Road. Abbott Road sucks when there's no Bills game.
And then getting out the parking lot, like these people would not stop walking in front of the car. Like, you think they would let people out once in a while? No. And I'm trying to creep, you know what I mean? Like, go slow enough, like where maybe they'll stop. Nope. They just keep walking in front of your car, putting their hands on your car. Like, let us walk. They're walking in a lane of traffic. They're taking up a whole lane of traffic walking in the road. Like, you motherfuckers. And you think you'd have some common decency to let some people go because in 2 seconds, you're going to be in your car trying to do the same shit I'm doing.
Yeah. No, that decency doesn't exist anymore, dude.
I did get some free food
right away.
I did get some free food at the stadium though, because we were in that private box and you went up and like you just get your own food and you go down to the end to pay. And I went down and I only had cash on me and it was like a kiosk. So I'm looking for someone to fucking pay. I can't find no one to pay cash to. So finally I'm just like, fuck it. I went and ate my burger and drank my drink.
How much were those tickets?
4 something, I think.
And it didn't include food?
No.
It was just the box seats. Food was separate.
It was just the box seats, yeah.
I do like the boxes better and like the party areas. Like Roundtable did that in Miami. They rented out like an area right next to a bar and it had like tables and like bar stools to overlook the game. That was way better, even though I wasn't in the front row. Like I had my elbow room, man. I hate squeezing into those seats.
Well, see, this is different. This did have seats, and there's glass blocking, so it doesn't feel like you're at a game.
Right, feels like you're at like a hockey game.
I mean, even less than that, because it just seems like you're at a party with 100 people. You know what I mean? Like you're separate. That glass separates you so much from the atmosphere of the stadium. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it was good view when, you know what I mean? There was this black guy, I don't know his name, but he was a funny ass Dolphins fan. Like he was going fucking outrageous when anytime the Dolphins got a first down, like screaming at the top of his lungs. And all these Bills fans were getting pissed off because the game was still pretty close, you know what I mean? And they was getting a little nervous. They was getting, because
how many, what was the spread like? Was it like 50-50, like Dolphins and Bills fans in there?
Oh no, it was probably
80-20.
Yeah, maybe that. Yeah, definitely.
Other than Kansas City, though, there is no stadium like Bill Stadium.
Oh yeah, I mean Buffalo definitely.
I mean, like
Buffalo
atmosphere.
fans are
definitely.
Yeah.
I've been to Philly. That place just sucks, man. You feel like you're gonna get stabbed. You know, because all the people in Philly are just absolutely ruthless, and you know they're a disgrace to the NFL fan base.
Yeah, they're like that outside of sports too.
Well, that's the whole thing. We've gone to the Spectrum a couple times to watch the Sabres play, and it's you got to be kidding me. You fear for your life most of the game. You're fearing for your life because you're going to get sucker punched.
Yep.
Yeah,
you know, at least the Bills Stadium. You know, there are assholes there, but there's not many of them.
Big C.
Yeah, I mean they definitely heckled me a little bit. Like I had a Dolphins hat on and shit. They definitely heckled me a little bit, but it wasn't as bad as prior times I've went to the stadium. And they definitely got so much shit going out.
They'll heckle you,
but so much shit going out in the parking lot. Like they have so many activities and so many tailgate parties.
Oh, that's second to none. The Bills tailgates are second to none. Oh, I'm fucking freezing. I just had to send a knife sharpener back. That absolutely sucked. But anyways, yeah, I don't. Gruden has the Ravens winning 34-30, which is a lot closer than I see. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I would take the over. But I think
which game?
Tonight's game.
Oh, wait, what is the over under?
I don't know.
Over unders 40,
50 something,
or maybe.
If Lamar back, I think that's going to equal some points.
I thought it was 52.
Maybe it is. Yeah, it's 50. It's 51.5.
Lamar is not Kirk
Cousins. 51.5. It went down. It went down a point.
Dolphins are getting 7.5.
Yeah, that's still the same. That's still the same. So, but I have the Ravens winning by 13. Their minimum of 13.
13?
Yeah.
I had a 27-23.
Well, that's the 4 points that Gruden says.
We lost our last won our last primetime game, right? That was the rivalry uniforms against the Jets.
Yes. But I mean, that was the Jets.
Yeah. The Jets look pretty bad. I think it's funny that they had Tyrod ready to go and then he gets injured in practice or something. And then they got to bring what's his name back in.
Fields.
I am him says I believe every Thursday night game has gone over the season.
Yeah, they've been better. Remember when Thursday night games used to be absolutely terrible and boring?
Well, they don't have no chance to prepare for them teams. You know, usually Thursday night games are division games too.
Yeah.
So you're more accustomed to your opponent. Like the Dolphins didn't practice this week. They only had 2 walkthroughs. They had no practice.
If you guys notice that the divisional games, they're putting them like almost back to back now with you'll have like 1 week in between playing the same team again. There's a lot of scheduling like that. I think that it was the Eagles and Giants had that where they had like one week between their games. I don't remember that happening like back in the day.
Well, back in the day, last week of the season, teams didn't play against division opponents neither. I'm
That's
glad they
right,
made
yeah.
that change.
Yeah, I think that's a good one because you end up getting a lot of divisional battles that way.
Yeah. Fighting for the division title lots of times.
Yeah, like we'll probably see the AFC North come down to that week 18 this year.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm sure of it.
But
I mean, all
think
these
the
teams
AFC
got to still play each other. Like the NFC West they got a bunch of 5+ win teams, but they got to
Right.
all play each other a bunch of times.
Yeah, I'm not sold on the Seahawks. I am sold on the Rams. The Rams have shown they can do it even without Puka.
How long is he out for?
I don't know. He might be coming back.
I'm just looking. See the pay. See, I think the East is going to come down to week 18 too.
Who? Oh
The
yeah,
East.
with the Patriots.
Patriots and the Bills, yeah, because they got the Falcon. They're going to lose against the Buccaneers. They're gonna beat the Jets. They're probably going to beat the Bengals. They're going to beat the Giants. Then they play the Bills. Then they play the Ravens, Jets, and Dolphins. Their schedule is pretty easy from here on out.
Yeah, unless the Ravens step it up.
All right, I'm gonna get out of here in a second, but I'm gonna go through the list of games, and I want you guys to give me your winners. So and the score: Dolphins, Ravens.
Ravens by I won't give you a score, but Ravens by 13.
I think the Ravens win a close one.
All right, Broncos, Texans.
Broncos by probably 4.
Is it at the Texans?
Yep.
Yes.
Give me the Texans.
I like
I think
the
Bo Nix
Broncos.
comes back down to earth.
I don't trust CJ Stroud. Vikings at the Lions.
Lions by 10.
Yeah, McCarthy's first game back. I think they struggle. I go Lions.
Chargers at the Titans.
Chargers.
Yeah, Chargers probably by 9. That could be a
Spread
blowout.
9.5.
Cam Ward is showing life, but it's not going to be enough.
Panthers at the Packers. 13.5 spread.
Packers by 20.
Yep.
Colts at the Steelers. Steelers giving up 3.
I got Colts in a close one, 3. Colts by 3.
I think Colts run through them.
49ers at the Giants.
Niners.
49ers. And that's going to be a close one, too.
Yeah, that spread's 2.5 on that.
Yeah, that's going to be a close one. 49ers, close one. Within 4.
Falcons at Patriots. Falcons getting 5.5. Getting 5.5.
Give me the Falcons.
I got to take the Patriots, but I want the Falcons.
Because the Falcons, when they got smacked around by Carolina, didn't they come back with force in their following week?
Yeah, I think they beat the Bills.
Yeah.
Is
I
Penix
think
playing
they
or
got-
is Kirk Cousins playing? Because Cousins didn't look very good.
I think it's Penix. Hold on. Oh, they won't have it on FanDuel yet.
Bears at Bengals. Bears are giving the Bengals 3.
I got the Bears by 7.
Bengals. You said the Bengals?
Yeah.
Bengals.
I like Cincy at home. I don't
Yeah.
trust the Bears. Jaguars at Raiders. The Raiders are getting 3. I'm surprised they're only getting 3.
The Jaguars aren't as hot as they were at the start of the season.
I got the Jaguars.
Yeah, I like the Jags too.
Yeah. They got Jacoby Myers back now for the Raiders, but I don't think that's a game changer at all. Go Jags.
Saints at Rams, 14.5 spread.
Oh, Jesus Christ. The Rams. I don't think the Saints will even score.
You think they'll start that new QB they have? Shaw?
Who, the Saints?
Yeah.
No, Spencer Rattler's playing surprisingly well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That's
don't think
going
he's
on
ready to
that
start
right.
yet. Chiefs, Bills. Bills are getting 1.5 at home.
I got the Chiefs.
It's at Buffalo?
Yeah.
Chiefs are playing very well, especially with Rashee Rice back.
Yeah, and our safety's out. Taylor Rapp's out. They put Poyer back in. They got Jordan Hancock. I don't even know where Cole Bishop's. But I still have the Chiefs.
Yep, I'm going Chiefs.
I got the Bills. Josh Allen just seems to beat Patrick Mahomes in the regular season.
Fair point.
Seahawks at the Commanders. Commanders are getting 3.
I got the Seahawks.
Is
And that's
Daniels out
going to be a
again?
close one. That's a close one, but I got the Seahawks probably by maybe 5.
Is Daniels out again?
I think so.
Sorry, I
Right.
missed that. What was the game?
Seahawks at the Commanders.
That's Sunday Night Football.
Yes.
And is what's his name back?
Hold on, I'm looking right now.
If Daniels is back, I'm taking Commanders.
Yeah, that's
Jaden Daniels. Yeah, he's probably back. He was a full participant.
Yeah, they got McLaurin back now. I'm taking Commanders.
No, McLaurin did not practice quad.
He came back last week, though, right?
He didn't practice yesterday with a quad.
They need to get Debo going. Maybe this is a big Debo game.
And Cardinals at
Team?
the Cowboys.
Oh, no, that's Metcalf.
Cardinals getting 2.5.
I got the Cowboys. Yeah, I got the Cowboys, and I think we have to pick that's the game we got to pick the score. I picked 52, and I think it's like 53.5 is the over under.
Yeah, but it's 53.5.
The Cowboys' defense is atrocious. I think Trey McBride gets like 2 to 3 touchdowns, but the Dallas Cowboys still win.
So you're going over?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like
think
the Cowboys.
any game
The
against
Cowboys'
the
offense is
got the over.
Cowboys' offense is great, but their defense is absolute garbage.
Yeah, they're an over machine.
Yeah, I think I'm taking Pickens over receptions this week too.
He's a good receiver. I don't understand why Pittsburgh moved on from him.
Because he's a head case.
Yeah, but they've dealt with that before.
No, they haven't. Tomlin kicks him right out. Who's that one dude? The one that got arrested in Florida.
Oh, they had Antonio Brown and Juju.
Antonio Brown.
Yeah, that's true. They do ship them.
Yeah. Tomlin doesn't play that crap. He's a hard nosed coach. He doesn't put up with that shit.
Yeah, because then they risk him going only 9-8 and missing the playoffs, but everyone being happy. He might actually get them the win that brings them to the playoff win.
I kind of like this. Maybe on Thursdays you guys join me and we'll go through and pick the games.
I mean, it was pretty. We picked a lot of similar ones, but we had Joe picked the Chiefs too.
Yeah, I picked the Chiefs.
Yeah,
I think we also. Oh no, Big C, you said Buffalo for that, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I think I'm the only one that.
Hopefully, I'm wrong on that one. On this week's pick'ems, I picked the Bills because I picked the Chiefs originally. My buddy picked the Bills. He paid the money up front, so we went with his choice. So I hope the Bills win, but the Kansas City's playing too good right now.
Yeah,
but now there's a caveat. We got our number 1 draft pick back in, and he looked really good in his. He had like 40 snaps. Harrison's back.
Yeah.
So if they put him on Rice, and they bracket that other idiot Worthy, the gadget guy, I think the Bills could have a chance as far as stopping him. Because Kelsey doesn't do anything against the Bills. But let me see. I don't know if we have Milan. That's the other thing. Our linebackers.
Milano was made of glass.
What the hell is that? Man, I'm getting emails like crazy. Fucker. Bernard, full practice, so we got him back. Milano, full practice, we got him back.
The fuck is that?
Holy shit, our kickers limited practice with the right calf. Our kickers suck.
Wait, Prater?
Yeah.
You guys dumped Bass, or is he on the practice squad or something?
No, he's on injured reserve.
Oh.
But they didn't put Dave.
Guys,
Yeah, you get going. I got to answer all these fucking emails.
Yeah,
I appreciate you. Yeah, let me know if you guys want to come on Thursdays and pick games with me.
Yeah,
I'm cool. I'm cool with hey, as long as I can talk to your faithful listeners. They might not be able to read me, but they can listen to me.
Yeah. All right, Michael K. I'll talk to you later. Thanks,
All right,
guys.
see you boys later.
All right, make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe, comment, share, and turn on those notifications. I may be going live tonight, and you know what it is. Fins up. Hopefully, we pull out this dub against the Baltimore Ravens, and we can build some momentum. And you know, I understand that losing may give us a better chance to build for the future. But I just can't hope for us to lose, folks. I just can't hope for us to lose. I love this team too much, and when they win, it brings great joy to my life. So, fins up. I appreciate you all, and I love you. Yeah, that was Michael K. Miller. See, he's not a bad guy when he's not trolling. You know what I mean? But I love y'all. I appreciate y'all, and I'll see y'all later. Till then, fins up. Peace.
Yo, Big C in the house. You know the name. Fin Posse Podcast. Changing the game. Fins up high. Feel the aqua and orange. Miami heat blazing. We scorching the floor. Marino the tour. We stacking the saga. Legacy deep, call it football nirvana. Big C, break it down, got the stats in his veins. Play-by-play knowledge like he's calling the chains. Fins flying on the field, opponents feel the blast. Tyreek cheetah speed, leaving DBs in the past. Waddle with the wiggle, defense with the clamp. Aqua drip so clean, whole squad's the champ. Tune in, Big C, got the mic on lock. Fin Posse Podcast, it's the cream of the crop. Breaking news, hot takes, repping the block. For the Dolphin faithful, it's the one-stop shop. Fin Posse. We the voice of the fans. Miami stand tall, got the world in our hands. Best podcast, yo, ain't no debate. Big C, big vibes, setting it straight. Defense smash, call it Aqua Tsunami. X locking routes like a South Beach Armani. O-line holding strong, trenches like a fortress. Big C dissected, no stack goes dormant.